This is the Central Zone Regionals Tournament. There were 4 teams in the A Division: Lone Star Red, Lone Star Blue, Alamo, and Durango. Here in the first game, Lone Star Blue is playing against Lone Star Red. Just watch some of the style of the different teams as you watch this tape, and see if you can pick up styles of play. Like this blue team is carrying the ball down the field without having pressure on their racket doing so. Here the red team gets the ball, bringing it out, good pass out. He lets the blue player keep on his stick side, ends up losing the ball. Just a difference in the style of play for carrying it down the field for that deal. Here's number 1, was already headed down there. They meet up and make a goal. Susan Johnson bringing it from the back line. She gets under a little pressure from the side, been pushed to the sideline, flips it out there to her free player, gets the pressure off of her. This ball carrier wanting to throw it into the number 1. He's under pressure there. He signals away, puts it out where he can turn away from the pressure and take the pass. Here he is taking a free throw. The one's out front, heads for the goal.
Up the front, ball goes out over the back, out through the 3. Billy takes a big turn out on the Pucho. First to it, collects it, picks it up, not a problem. Billy Shuttles looking for his number 1 in Dory. Billy just takes a little turn, a little pressure there from Daniel. Billy still with the ball. Billy Shuttles waiting to get a clear shot over to Dory. Floats one over the top onto the other side. Nice little bounce. Nice little shot by Billy, but it didn't work out. The ball's gone to ground. Dory trying to cover it up with a horse. Dory and Susan Johnson fighting for the ball in the end zone. Yeah, notice how these two horses are, these two players are using their horses to cover up the ball, not rushing over it and trying to get their horses to connect and cover up the ball first. And they've got to get it before the 10-second rule, but it's still down there on the ground, and they're each trying to work the other. Q Jemison throws it in over the top. Dory's going to have first look at it. Canders up to it. Nice, easy bend to the back. Picks it up. Little turn in the corner. Another turn in the corner. 360. Susan Johnson sitting there on Hollywood. Susan Johnson, the nice little cover. Dory. One thing doesn't work, keep trying the same thing. Dory with the ball. Dory trying to get around Susan Johnson in the end zone. Drives around the front, gets a shot. Gone out over off a red horse. Billy Shuttles takes a free throw, picks it up, gets a little wood there from Dory. But he flicks it in safely to Daniel Johnson. Daniel Johnson with the ball. Takes one turn. Makes it a right-hand call, then a left-hand call. Flings it straight in. Nice little pass from Billy. Back on this side of the field, ball goes in straight in the racket of Dory. Dory, lots of pressure from the boyfriend. Dory flicks it over to Billy Shuttles. Good call, Billy. Billy safely works it, gets it in his racket, locks it in, heads up looking for Dory on the 30-yard line. Good link up here. Good setup straight in the racket, straight. Out the back, Susan Johnson. Great little pick-up on Hollywood. Susan Johnson smiling as she goes down towards Daniel at the 30-yard line. Gets out, pushed out, nice pressure. Takes her time, puts a nice little bounce out. Didn't quite work, but picked up by Daniel. Nice play from Susan Johnson.
Here Tina Hutcherson snags one out of the lineup. Here Jessica Lovelace, the black number 1, snags one out of the lineup. Cree picks one up in midfield, flips it into the 1, heads straight to the goal, straight in. Wendy Hendricks, the black number 3, picks it up in the opposing end zone, wants to bring it down the field, flips it off to Cree, her number 2. Cree starts carrying it down and avoids a little bit of pressure. The The 3 takes one player off. She comes down, encounters another player, and when she first gets down to the 30-yard line, can't get a pass into her 1 yet. She has to take a turn around and try something else. Avoids a little bit of wood, and then comes up to the 30, passes it in to Jessica Lovelace. Jessica Lovelace lets the 3 slip by, throws it in. Here Tina gets a penalty throw in her own end zone, makes her penalty throw, gets right around the 3, and scores a goal. Susan Johnson playing at 3, picks it up in the opposing end zone, flips it off to her number 2, who didn't have anybody on him. He sees his number 1 out front with nobody on him. Flips it off to the number 1. Number 1 slows the 3 up a little bit and then goes straight in and shoots a goal. Susan Johnson again bringing it out of her end zone. This time tries to get it to the 1. He doesn't get it on the first time, but picks it up before it goes out of bounds. All of a sudden he's got 2 players on him. He flips it over to his number 2. Doesn't have anybody. Makes it bounce in front of him. 2 carries it on down the field, and when he gets time to connect with the 1 has pressure on the right side of the field, so he indicates to throw it to the left side of the field, and the 1 just turns back to the left side of the field, picks it up.
Rob Shuttles heading downfield, about to take a big wood from the number 2 from Amy Keith. Sucks back behind it. Throws a pass in, a little hot. Daniel can't hold it, goes to ground over the back. Near side pickup, does a great job. Checks back, does a backhand throw over to the Amy Keith, hot in pursuit. Amy Keith on his racket side, trying to stay there. Rob Shuttles looking to unload. Trying to unload to Daniel Johnson. Unloads with a big bounce, gets it. Kiki Pantez with the ball. Kiki Pantez, I get it right. Kiki takes a big wood straight into the racket of Billy Shuttles. He's there to scoop up the drop ball. Billy, Chili Billy, floats one over to Dory. Dory takes a nice little collected canter out of that horse. Takes a little turn, gets a little light down the stack, locks it in the racket, a little curl there. Comes around, marked up hard by Billy Shuttles. He's not giving any room to move. She clips wide out, gets past up on the other side of the field. Looking to get one away to Jessica here, but runs all over it. Nelson takes it over the back line of the horse. Heads over.
Susan Johnson was playing her good horse Hollywood, and in this play he falls down and comes up lame, so she switches off to a green horse, a little 3-year-old that's never played before.
Another turn from Jessica, 360 from Jessica,
and
still
she
there.
went to the number 2, and
Susan
Robbie
still up to it.
went to the number 3. But here he goes down.
Good work in the 30-yard area by both of these up.
Wasn't sound when he came back up. So here she is on her little 3-year-old for the rest of the
Okay, ladies and
tournament.
gentlemen, about to get back on the Hendricks. Jessica Lovelace, I beg your pardon, with the ball. Nice little toss over, near side pick out. She's getting quite practice at that. Under lots of pressure from Robbie Shuttles. Robbie Shuttles turns. Jessica does a good job to keep him on the near side. Jessica Lovelace with the ball. Robbie stands off it just a little bit. Takes a big hit. Sets her up. First back on it, Robbie Shuttles. Robbie Shuttles a 3 with the ball. 10-yard throw. Wendy Hendricks takes it, fires it straight into the racket of Pre Hendricks. Straight under wood from Daniel Johnson. Lays a wood on her. First back on will be Robbie. Near side pickup. That's nice. Picks it up. Backhand bounce. Throw over to Daniel. Backhand pickup. Confidence breeds confidence, ladies and gentlemen. That's a great. Here it is. Play. He throws it out to his racket side. Gets it back. Daniel Johnson calls him to the middle of the field, and Robbie Shuttles to fire it over. Fires it straight. Ball goes in, down on the blue side. Robbie Shuttles first with an offside pickup. Takes a little twirl again and heads down to the 30-yard area looking for Daniel, who's already well positioned. Fires one over, takes it and fires. And he hurls a big one down. Daniel was sitting there waiting in midfield. Gets a big bounce. Then as soon as he gets it, he checks up and lets a 3 fly by. Gets a new line, bounces over the area. Gets it in his racket. Daniel Johnson. Lots of speed and lots of check. Comes back on infield. Balls back out over the trees. Robbie with a nice near side pickup under immediate pressure there from Wendy Hendricks. who taps his racket a little bit, but he just keeps going on. Daniel Johnson takes a great pass and fires it through. A little low pass in just out of the reach of Robbie Shuttles, and Jessica was unable to hold it. Unfortunately, it's gone back to ground. Robbie Shuttles bends down, picks it up. Easy squeezy. Robbie Shuttles sits back on the pony, waiting for a line, gets out over the 30-yard area. Bounces, comes across the back, works his way down the field in a forward motion. Robbie Shuttles, backhand pass into Daniel. Last minute, great clean catch, and Daniel he's on the far side of the field. Umpire Jamison throws the ball in, big bounce out the back in amongst the threes. Greg Russell, offside pickup. Greg Russell, look at the pretty little pony. Greg Russell with the ball. Nice little sliding stop. He's going to pick his way forward down the field. Does a great job. Little toss to the toss turn to the right, toss turn to the left, and he's down there at the 30-yard, delivers it straight into the racket of Tina Hutchinson. Takes a turn just in time to evade the wood of Kiki. Kiki putting heaps of pressure on Tina down here in the area. These guys really got it together here this morning. Tina trying to get a little drive out of that horse. Trying to get past Kiki. That's a tough horse to get past that Kiki's on. Really consistent horse. Tina Hutchins looking for a way to try and get past, trying to get some zip out of that grey pony. He's just not wanting to cooperate real well this morning. Finally gets around. Kiki tail turns, and there she is. Tina Hutchins now getting heaps of pressure. The temptation is big. There it is, gets a little look and fires one through. Ball goes in straight into the two. Billy Shuttles with the ball, fires a big one over to Dory. Says take it yourself and bounce it yourself and shoot it yourself, and she does all three. Deal with the bad bounces, deal with the bad luck, but just keep going. Ball goes in, straight in the racket of Amy Keith. Amy Keith all by herself. Tina Hutchins calls it to the right hand play. Amy Keith about to get a heaps of wood from Dory. And pops it right over into the racket of Tina Hutchins. Right place, right time. There she was. You could see that coming. It was almost in slow motion from where we are. Tina Hutchins with the ball, trying to drive around now. Kiki putting heaps of pressure on, takes a little 360. Fires one through, that's 2-1. Consistent, great to see. The ones, the twos, the threes line up. Ball goes down in front, now over the sideline. Umpire will throw it in again.
Red ball. Red.
Actually, he's not throwing it in. He's calling it off a red player, so a blue player. So it'll be an Alamo. A Lone Star ball. Dory, the number one for Lone Star, takes it. Dory on ice. Picks through the scrum, finds a gap and goes through herself. Not too quick. Flicks one over to the near side. Good job. Picks it up herself. Greg Russell there. Greg on a green horse. Just working his horse, teaching, educating the horse about the game. No one's playing for sheep stations here this weekend. Lots of pressure from Greg Russell. Dory takes a turn. He's up there to the task. Keeps her out. Greg Russell reining and cutting her. Nice turn from the ice horse there. Good job. The near side of the field, waiting for the red one and the blue three to come in. Umpire calls in, goes down in amongst the front. Dory first on it. Dory covering up the ball. Dory reaches down, gets a bump. Flicks it over to Kiki, who calls for it. Good call. Billy Shuttles to clean up. Billy Shuttles with the ball. Billy Shuttles heads down, says, get open, Dory. I've got it covered. Billy Shuttles. Watch the racket work and the passing from this guy. Billy Shuttles really knows how to place it. Nobody places the ball better. Amy Keith in the front. Ball down in amongst the twos, now in front. Amy Keith has been down for it, but gets ridden over the top of Tina Hutchins, leaves it on the carpet. Greg Russell over the top. Greg Russell, arms like a spider. Greg Russell with the ball. Greg Russell, heaps of pressure from Dory. Greg Russell, blowing up on that little pony, takes a nice little calm, collected turn. Greg Russell now coming up on the offside. Dory coming up on the offside. Greg Russell fires a floater over the top. Great positioning it with the ball. Amy Keith onto it. Does a great job. Flicks her helmet up. Amy Keith now. Plenty of fire in that horse. No problem getting drive there. Amy Keith. There's another sensible change, ladies and gentlemen. Tina having problems with the horse. Couldn't get it to drive. Skills, it's confidence, but it's also game management like a golf game. When something's not working, fix it. If it is working, don't fix it. Fires his belly shuttles, takes a big ball over to Dory, flings one through straight into a racket, and she pops it up. Back in play, Billy Shuttles first on it, gets it off the carpet. Billy Shuttles in the red. Billy Shuttles on Pucho, trying to pick his way down the field under heaps of pressure from Tina Hutchins. Billy Shuttles and Tina duking it out in the middle of the field. Kiki Cole says, I'm free, fire it over to me, and he does, and she gets it. Backhand pass into Dory. She had slipped past Greg, and they do, and the ball goes in and straight in the racket of Amy Keefe. Amy Keefe, she's being one with that ball all weekend, flicks it over to Greg Russell. Another example of good teamwork. Greg Russell on the little sorrel. Greg Russell sucks back and then charges forward. Greg Russell taking heaps of swipes from Dory. Amy Keefe keeps the ball in the racket in the area. Takes a 360, gets past Kiki and fires one through. Great job. Roll in, out over the back of the threes. First time to be Greg Russell. Yes, straight into his racket. Spoons it. Heads down, pulls her over, says, come on. He says, come on. Fires a nice one over to Amy Keefe, and she fires. Okay, sudden death chucker. First goal wins. Line up in center field. Umpire John Jameson calls time on, calls it in, goes down in amongst the twos. First on it, Dory. Dory, the number one for Lone Star. Dory heading to the 30-yard area. Gets a big bounce. Leaves it on the carpet. Greg Russell over there. Greg Russell. Dory covers the ball nicely. Gets it back in the racket. Working the 30-yard area. Greg gives her a little tap. Sitting back off her. Dory and Greg in the 30-yard area. Greg on the little horse, Dory on the big horse. Game of skill. Dory just weaves one out on the outside and puts it through.
It's still down. Robbie's got it. Dory's going to do it best he can. Keep Robbie from getting out of the area. Nice stopping. He's out in front. They're fighting over it. It's still down. This red team getting that ball back. Robbie, she's swinging. She's swinging again. Billy's swinging. It's in. Daniel all by himself. Shoots and ball's in. Almost caught by Dory. Caught by Susan. That's what she does when she's first in the lineup. Dory. Pressure by Dory. Beautiful swing by Dory. Knocks it out, but Daniel gets it back. Kiki fighting hard. That Kiki, she's a wall. I tell you, she's not easy to get around. Daniel. It's down the middle. It's down. It's anybody's ball. Of course, Billy picks it up. Passes it nicely to Kiki. Go, Kiki, she says. Steph says. Okay, Kiki passes it over to Dory. Oh, no. Dory can't handle the pass. But it's okay. She's got it back. She's going to keep that momentum. Does a nice little check, spin, handle it. She knows that she can. She's done it before. Bobbles a 10-yard throw, but it's still down. They're fighting. Robbie's fighting. Robbie's got his head down. He picks it up. Bounce. Trap.
Go up, Q. Go up.
Passes it off to Susan. Beautiful catch by Susan on that green horse. Here she goes. Nice pass into Daniel. Daniel flicks it back. It's still in. Thrown in by Quentin. It's up. Robbie grabs it out of the back of the lineup. Billy taking Daniel off the field. Daniel coming back on. Nobody's taking the ball. Here comes Dory. Giving Robbie some pressure. Robbie has to throw it in. Daniel with the ball, looking at that goal. Kiki the Intimidator, clean it up. Passes it out to Susan. Dory's first on it. It's still down. Susan back on it. Susan on a green horse, but she's doing a great job. Calm and collected she is. Nice pass over.
Oh!
Beautiful catch.
Let's watch again how he caught that ball. The ball's coming over to his left side, and he reaches over behind his back, snags it, and brings it over his head.
Out to Dory. Dory passes it back to Kiki, but she can't get it. Daniel only allowed to deal with that. Only has to deal with
Let's see how that pass from the red player to a red player ended up in the blue racket. Here she is under pressure from the blue player, and she's passing it over to the red player. It's up in the air. Daniel turns his head over, looks at it, drops right in his racket. So the blue team beat the red team in the final 7-1 to win the Central Zone Regional Polocrosse Championship.